Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here. Welcome to this Aimless Wanderings vlog for Pip, which is the first audio in the Sorry Doctor Wave 3, Further Apologies, which is currently only two episodes in, out of a planned 6, so I don't know what's going to happen to the fourth one after when Aimless Wanderings was about to come back from its hiatus with the Pompous Redemption earlier this year. They announced that they were not, when they announced it was coming back, they said they would not be continuing with the Sorry Doctor Wave 3 at the moment for some reasons, even though from Telford with Love, the third episode, was in production last year. In post-production during June, July 2017. Billy Tracy posted some tweets about it. However, this story has yet to materialise, and it seems that David's Pint in the other two episodes, which I can't remember, they definitely had them somewhere. They might be mentioned in this vlog as, yeah, they've been planned, but I don't know what's going to happen to those, if they're ever going to be made. In order to continue Sorry's story, they should be. But I don't know if that's even going to happen anymore. I don't know what's happening with Aimless Wanderings anymore. Dynamite Wave 2 was supposed to be coming out later this year, but no word since March on any of it, apart from the Creator Classic Doctor Who competition, second competition. But other than that, there is been nothing since Pompous Redemption. So, but that's a story for another time. Pip. About the time when Aimless Wanderings started to take hiatuses, Pip followed a short while after Forbidden Fruit Pastel ended, and we're seeing the Sorry Doctor starting to become a bit more like his successor. He's still apologetic and timid, but he's a bit more agitated and annoyed at some points, and some of the characteristics are definitely looking very pompousy, in a way. Not pompous as in attitude, as in Doctor. His attitudes that his Doctor would have, and mannerisms. David's still pretty much the same, but he's really good. He's great. I enjoy listening to David. Pip's a nice new character. I think she gets better in the next story, but I do like her character here. She does well, and Becky Hugh does a good performance. I don't know if Becky Hughes' voice is... I know Becky Hughes from about Warrington, Manchester area, but I don't know if this accent is specifically for the character or if that is her actual accent. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. No offence. There's also Richard B. Brooks, great, putting on a northern accent as the manager of a cinema showing old short films. However, as it's not showing anything new, it's not making much money. Also, it's a pretty run-down building in the first place. However, one night, this evil villain from one of the Devilish Dean's the villain, Brave Bert, from the Brave Bert adventure series, he breaks from that universe into the Aimless Wanderings universe, and he pretty much causes havoc until Bert comes along and pretty much puts him in his place, basically. And it's really funny listening to him go around. Billy Garrett John does a dual role as Bert and Dean, and it is really hilarious, and he does a great job. And yeah, lots of great stuff. The Onion stuff, I don't know whether the Onion thing was as much needed, besides the fact that the Doctor had to be there in Salford for the first place, to be with Dynamite to stop the Onion. But the Onion still being around and flakes dropping everywhere, that's not the only really thing it actually does is cancel a train. Heading to Telford, by the way, from Salford. They just needed to somehow tie it in with Telford, so they decided to say there was a train from Salford to Telford, which there aren't. Not any direct ones anyway. And no direct trains from any Salford station to Telford Central. You need to change. So, yeah. Unless in this universe there's been some rail connecting, there's some railways that have been built to make sure there's a service from Telford to Salford/Manchester. From Manchester Salford to Manchester/Salford to Telford/Shrewsbury. Anyway, so yeah, it's because Daniel Sherratt mentioned that there was this place he went to that he just didn't like. It was a town he visited that he didn't like and had a bad experience, and eventually it was revealed to be Telford, and that was supposed to be the location for story number 3. However, and there's jokes about it in this story, however, we haven't got episode 3 yet. We don't know exactly what it was that made him dislike Telford so much, but now there's jokes about it. Like, there's digs, I should say. The Sorry Doctor asks they're not in Telford when they're in space, and train. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure whether the digs at Telford in this story are necessary. I think when it comes to with Telford from Telford with Love, fair enough, dig it all you like. I mean, fair enough. If I was to dig at a place I didn't like, I'd probably stick to the story I was writing about it. Maybe I'd have the characters mention it once, but the train stuff I wouldn't have had personally. Or have it instead of the characters making a reference. Have one or the other and it's fine. Just having both, it's a bit grating. Also, no offence to anyone living in Telford, by the way. Or Salford, for that matter. Actually, it's nice to have an adventure in Salford, to be honest. We haven't really had one there yet, before now. We had quite a few in Cardiff. Like, quite a few, really. And nice, like I said, it's nice to have ones in Suffolk. We had one in Somerset instead of Gloucestershire. And just trying to pick a couple of others. Lift of Doom could have been anywhere. As could the 11 Doctors. Come to think of that. Anyway, not sure about Jim. Maybe it's in Essex where Chris Thompson lives, but I'm not sure. Not apart from in part 3 where they're in Bristol, which is in Bristol. Anyway, so like I said, story-wise, this is a great episode. Execution-wise, it's amazing and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I just think it's not quite as perfect. Our Onion stuff, I think, after Dynamite blows it up, I think it's just there, spin-offs at all. And the Pip not having David's wallet, that's going to turn into some sort of story arc, isn't it? There seems to be a story arc hinted at the end of the episode when someone's taken some of the picture from a film reel without damaging it when the cinema's reopened and much nicer and showing new stuff and old stuff. So there seems to be some sort of story arc like Darker Paths, but with the other 2 episodes other 4 episodes after episode 2 in limbo. And I don't think episode 2 has a direct influence on the story arc besides Pip saying that she still hasn't got David's wallet. I think I'll rewatch the audio, and if it does have that scene, then I'll be proven right. If it doesn't, well, I'll be proven wrong, and it doesn't have any reference to either of the story arcs. But I think it does have a reference to Pip stealing David's wallet, but she doesn't have it. So she took it, and now she hasn't got it. So where is it? It must be the story arc. It must be a story arc, along with whatever happened at the end with the film reel. It must be a story arc, and that's the most frustrating thing about this wave not being complete. Or even looking like it will be completed anytime soon. Is that there was this story arc, or story arcs, really. So that's annoying. So yeah, Pip. I'm going to score it a 9 out of 10. It's really fun. On its own, it's really fun, really entertaining. couple of stuff I would have personally changed, but it's still great. And there's a nice little Christie appearance at the very end, where she references her orders taking a long time while she's still at the cafe where she was with David and Pip when Pip stole David's wallet. But however, there are some nitpicks, like I mentioned, and also if tying in starting 2 story arcs, which definitely with no strings attached, didn't really make much of an appearance in that story besides David and Pip having a go at each other about the wallet, and with no sign of episodes 3 to 6 anytime soon. It's looking like this is just going to be that. It's just they bring it up. They mention bring them up, I should say. They mention 1 in the next episode, but but like once. And then that's it. It's dumped after no strings attached. We go straight to the pompous redemption. So, yeah, that's annoying. So that's it from my Pip vlog. Next time we'll be looking at the last, so far, Sorry Doctor Wave 3 story. No strings attached, with a extremely mini ranking at the end. And then we'll be on to the final story, the pompous redemption, right after that. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne Retro YouTube channel.